Good morning, everybody. I'm going to do a little review for your quiz today. So just work through this and let me know if you have any additional questions. All right, so notice in this picture, this segment is a mid-segment. To find mid-segments, we do 2 times our mid-segment equals the parallel side. So in this case, we have 2 times 3x minus 7 equals 10. We distribute, and we have parentheses, so 6x minus 14. Add 14 to both sides, 24, and divide by 6. X equals 4. Okay, remember if you are not comfortable with your operations, you can use the calculator on your computer, or you can use Desmos. Remember, Desmos will do calculations for you. All right. Question 2 says Q is equidistant from the sides of angle TSR. Find the value of x. So in other words, this line SQ is an angle bisector. In angle bisectors, the two angles are going to be congruent to each other. Congruent means we can set them equal to each other. Subtract 7, divide by 4, x equals 7. If you want to make sure you're right, plug it back in, see if it works. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 7 is 35. They are both 35 degrees, and it is true. Okay. Question 3. DF bisects angle EDG. Find the value of x. So again, this segment right here is an angle bisector. Remember, in angle bisectors, it makes the two angles created equal. It also makes the lines equal from the sides. So that means that 8x plus 30 equals 10x. Subtract 8x from both sides. Divide by 2. X equals 15. Okay. Name the smallest angle. So remember, smallest angle means that it's across from the smallest side. My smallest side is 5. The angle directly across from that is C. Okay. List the sides in order from shortest to longest. So my shortest side is across from my smallest angle. That is my smallest angle. So crossed from it is LK. LK will be my shortest, which means B and D are not correct. My next one is 68. Across from that is JL, okay, which they actually wrote it as LJ. Either way works. And then last but not least, 68 is my largest, so my largest across from that is JK. LK, they put LJ and JK. It says question 6. Which 3 sides could be the lengths of a triangle? So remember, in a triangle, the 2 smallest sides have to add up to be greater than the largest side. Okay, so 10 plus 15 is 25. 25 is bigger than 22, so that one actually works. Just to make sure, we plug it in. 8 plus 13 is 21. 21 is not bigger than 21. 6 and 11 are the 2 small sides. 6 plus 11 is 18. 18 is not bigger than 24. And last but not least, 5 and 7. Add those together is 12. 12 is not bigger than 21. So it is A. Okay. Which 3 sides cannot be the lengths? Alright, so we're going to do the same thing. Remember, 2 smallest sides add up to have to be bigger than the 3rd side. Okay, so 10 and 21 is 31. 31 is bigger than 24, so it works. So it's not my answer. 6 and 9 is 15. 15 is bigger than 10, so it works. 6 and 9 is 15. 15 is not bigger than 15, so that one's not going to work. Just to make sure, 12 and 14 is 26. 26 is bigger than 15, so my answer must be C. Two sides of a triangle have lengths 7 and 15. Which expression describes the length of the third side? So remember, we say that our smallest, it's going to be B minus A, and then B plus A. Okay, so 7 or 15 minus 7 is 8. 15 plus 7 is 22. So my sides have to be between 8 and 22. If you notice, all of them have 8 and 22. The important part for this is the words that go with it. Okay, so greater than 8. Okay, so greater than 8 means bigger than 8, not including 8. There is no equal to sign here, so it is just bigger than 8. At least 8 means 8 is included. 8 is not included because it's not an equal to. So at least 8 does not work. Okay, and then on the other side, and at most 22 or less than 22. So that's the big difference. So at most 22 means that 22 is included. Less than 22 is the one that we're going to want. So important to know the difference. At least means the number is included. At most also means the number is included. Okay. Question 9. Measure of angle A equals 14x minus 3. Measure of angle B equals 3x minus 14. And measure of angle C is 32 minus 2x. List the sides of triangle ABC in order from shortest to longest. Okay, so we need to figure out, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a picture. Okay, so I have A, B, C. A is 14x minus 3. B is 3x minus 14. And C is 32 minus 2x. Okay, we don't know what any of those measurements mean. So what we do know is that in a triangle, there's 180 degrees. I'm going to add up all three of these to figure out the value of x so that I can figure out, equals on there, to figure out which one is actually the smallest and the largest. All right, combine my like terms. 14x, 3x minus 2x is 15x, negative 3, negative 14, and 32 is positive 15. Okay. Subtract 15 from both sides. Divide by 15. And x equals 11. All right, I'm going to plug that in. 14 times 11 minus 3 is 151. 3 times 11 minus 14 is 19. 32 minus 2 times 11 is 10. Just to make sure I did it right, I'm going to add up all of my angles to make sure that it does equal 180, and it does. So now that I have my angles, I can figure out which one is the shortest. So smallest angle is 10, which is directly across from AB. So AB is my shortest. Okay. Next is 19. Directly across from 19 is AC. So this is my middle. Okay, so we now know the answer is B. And just to make sure we can see all of it, this one is definitely by far my largest. And across from that is BC, okay, which is D. Right? Corresponding angles. So corresponding angles mean that they are in the same spot. So to the left of a transversal and above a parallel line. Okay. So 1 and 9 are corresponding because they're both to the left of this transversal right here, and they're both above the parallel lines A and B. Okay. Another set is 2 and 10. Okay. Alright, so just so you can see, let's look at the questions that they're asking me. So they're asking me about 4 and 12. They are both to the right of that transversal and above the parallel line, so they are in the same spot. 3 and 4, they're not in the same spot, so that's definitely not it. 8 and 4, those are what we call vertical angles. They are not correct. Okay. And so my answer has to be A. So if I look again at 4 and 12, they are both to the right of the transversal and above the parallel line. Okay. Which of the following statements is true? Angle EBH, so this angle, and BEG, this one, are alternate interior, or alternate angles. So they're on the same side, so they're not alternate of my transversal. Okay, so remember this one's my transversal, and we are assuming that these two are parallel. Okay, DEF is this angle, and BEG, which again is this angle, are same side interior angles, so they are not on the same side of the transversal, so that's definitely not it. EBH, so this angle again, and BEG, this one again, are same side interior, so they're on the same side of transversal, and they're both inside the parallel lines. That's probably my answer, but just to make sure, DEF is this one, and EBH, back to this one, are alternate interior, or alternate angles. So when I say alternate angles, they're talking about alternate interior. So this one I'm going to say is the same side interior angles. Okay, let's see what they put for the answer choice, just to make sure. Yeah, okay. So when they're talking about alternate angles, they're talking about alternate interior. That one's a little vague. The question on the quiz, similar to that, is not quite so vague. Okay. Find the value if they're parallel. So angle 1 is 5x plus 36. Measure of angle 5 is 2x plus 21. Notice that they are in the same side of the transversal and same spot, which means they're corresponding, which means I can set them equal to each other. Okay, subtract 2x and subtract 36. So 3x equals negative 15. Divide by 3. X equals negative 5. And it asks me to find the value of the variable, which x is negative 5. If I want to make sure it works, I can plug them in to make sure that I get the same measurement. Okay. This one for number 13 could be a little bit tricky, so we need to be careful with this one. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Everybody keeps popping up messages. All right, so notice that these two lines are parallel to each other. Here's my transversal. Okay, notice that this angle and this angle are in the same spot, which means they are congruent to each other. I want to solve for x. X equals 72. Okay, so this angle right here is 67. Okay, Now if I want to look to find y, notice that these three angles together make a straight line. All straight lines equal 180 degrees. So 67 plus 41 plus y plus 6 equals 180. Combine my like terms, 67 and 41 is 108. Oh, I forgot my 6. Plus 6 is 114. Minus 114 from both sides, and y equals 66. Okay. Just a couple more questions. 14, we're using this picture. So it says if angle 8 measures 110, find the sums of the measures of 1 and 4. Okay, so notice 8 and 4 are in the same spot with one another, so they are congruent to each other. Notice that 1 and 4 are vertical angles, so they are also congruent. The question, you got to be careful of what they ask for, says what is the sum of the measures of those two angles? So if I add 110 plus 110, I get 220. Be careful answering that question. Okay, I go back to this question, is asking about this. How are 1 and 5 related? So 1 and 5 are in the same spot, so we call them corresponding angles. Okay. Find the value of k. In a triangle, they add up to 180. So 35 plus 75 plus k equals 180. Combine my like terms, 110. Subtract 110, and k equals 70. Okay. Find the value of x, y, and z. Okay, so I'm going to pay attention, break this up. Notice that I have a triangle here. In a triangle, they are equal to 180 again. So if I want to find x first, 63 plus 41 plus x has to equal 180. Combine my like terms, 104 plus x equals 180. Subtract 104, x equals 76. Okay. Now, x and z together has to be 180 degrees because they are a straight line. So 76 plus z equals 180. Subtract 76 from both sides. Z equals 104. Okay, which automatically tells me the answer is C. But if I want to make sure, there's another triangle right here. Remember, in triangles, it's 180 degrees. So I'm going to add up 104, 13, and y to equal 180, which does equal 63. Okay. Find the value of x. So this was exterior angles. So exterior angles says that the two angles that are not touching in the triangle will equal my exterior angle. So 64 plus x equals 110. Subtract 64 from both sides. X equals 46. Okay. If you don't remember that, these two are a straight line. So this one's 70. And then you can use that information to find the degrees in a triangle, which is 180. All right, last two questions. The folding chair has different settings that change the angles formed by its parts. Suppose measure of angle 2 is 34. Measure of angle 3 is 73. My question is asking me to find angle 1. All right, there's a lot going on here. Let's just look at the triangle. Okay, so same thing we just talked about. The measure of angle 1 is my outside angle. That will equal the two other angles put together. So 73 plus 34 is 107. Last one. Okay. So this one, these are vertical angles. This is 114. Now all we need to do is figure out what x equals. It is in a triangle, which is 180 degrees. Okay. Combine my like terms. 167. Subtract 167 from both sides, and x equals 13. Okay. All right. This was a long video, but hopefully you watched it in order to help you with your test or your quiz today.